How many of you are in your 30s right now, but you do not know your current net worth, your debt, and how many months you can survive if that salary does not come into your bank account? Do you know what? In today's video, you will be learning the 6 steps by which if you actually practice them, you will slowly start to make your 30s so financially awesome that it will help you in your further life on. Hi, this is Anirudh Bellare here. Welcome to the 30th video of Your Best Financial Life. As I mentioned in today's video, I will be asking you this question. Be honest with yourself. How many of you are actually financially stable by the time you have reached the age of 30 or you are currently in your 30s right now? This question of mine is going to be very important, whereby I give you certain steps, and if you start practicing them, you'll be mind blown with the results. Let's move on to the first point. See, your first point, why it becomes important is, have you heard this word net worth? Now, what do I mean by this? Net worth 1x income. Whatever your salary is, whether you are in a business or whether you are working in an organization, your annual salary after tax and after all these gross profit, taxes or whatever profit your company makes, you get a salary which comes into your account. Now that salary, when you multiply it by every single month and what comes at the end, you get a figure at the end, figure as in that particular amount at the year end, that particular amount. I'll give you an example. You say for people of my age right now who are in their early 20s, not 20s, they have just started their 20s, say their annual salary is going to be around 6 lakh rupees. Now see, this video, as I mentioned, is for a 30-year-old, but not necessarily. If you start practicing it from your young age, your future ages to come, it will be very beneficial for you because you will have that financial stability to do whatever you want with that amount of income. Now see, as I mentioned, somebody who's of my age, who's earning a salary, annual salary of 6 lakh rupees, which divided by 12 is what, around 50,000-60,000? Yeah, 50,000 or something. Now, the annual salary of 6 lakh rupees, say whether it is 2 years, 3 years or 4 years, if somebody is in his 20s and if he's able to make a net worth of 6 lakh rupees of his annual income, then you know what? That person is actually playing the investing game to his peak from a young age, whereby in future if he'll require any cash at certain emergency points of his life, he can get it very easily. Why? Because from a young age he has started his investment journey. Now as I mentioned, this word net worth here, see the meaning of net. Net means total. Worth means how much that total worth of this human being Anirudh here, how much is his worth in terms of money and finances. See, from outside, when somebody judges a person, what does usually a person look at? Person looks at the clothes of the other person, the watch, the car, the hairstyle and all of that. But do you know what? The person who judges the other person never asks him salary. If at all they ask salary, they will not ask about net worth. Why? Because net worth is the most hidden and not asked thing ever. That's why net worth is very important. Whatever is there in your investment account which you have kept for your long-term saving goal, saving as in long-term investment goal, that is your net worth. And slowly with time you need to ensure that you balance life. Remember, it's not only about saving, investing. That is not life. By life mein, you also need to keep a portion whereby you enjoy this money as well. It's not that you only keep investing. So one portion for investing, one portion for traveling, one portion for taking care of your household needs, And that balance, as I mentioned in the previous videos of mine, the bucket system strategy is very, very important over here. So net worth should grow with time. Especially, again, repeating the point, if you are in your current 20 years, if you do this at a little slower rate, it's fine. But if you're in your 30s, it becomes extremely crucial for you to achieve it. Now, 6 lakh rupees here is a hypothetical figure. It solely depends on your salary and whatever you earn on a monthly basis. I mean, yearly basis, but how you actually frame it and put it for your net worth is going to be solely your idea. Let's move on to the second point. See, a second point I've mentioned is nothing but lifestyle inflation. Have you seen this quote on Instagram? I've seen it every time. Moment a person, say example myself, moment a man reaches the age of 21, usually there is a tendency for relatives to ask, how much do you earn? When are you going to get married? Many questions are there like that, right? And when you see from my perspective, I too feel the same. Not about me, from any other perspective of a person who's in their 20s. They'll also feel the same. But do you know what? Moment that person reaches the age of 30, his bank account and his net worth is what is going to matter the most. Because at that particular time, there will be so many decisions to take. If at all you're going to get married, are you going to stay in a rented house? Are you going to actually buy a car? How are you going to plan your finances? Many other different things. And that is why your lifestyle inflation, understanding the core need of what is the difference between needs versus wants. Now, what is this needs versus wants? Currently, right now, I'm using this phone. Whatever this phone is, I'm using it and I'm recording this video. Initially, before starting this YouTube series of mine, I discussed this thought with my friend. Do you know what, friend? I think I need to change my phone. He asked me why. And I mentioned, I think my current phone does not have enough storage for me to actually record these videos and put it on YouTube. And the moment I said this, I understood that, wait a second, isn't there some other way whereby I can use storage management? Now see, that's what becomes important. Money, a lot of people will have. That's not the point. Money is not the point over here in lifestyle inflation. It's about, with whatever money you have, are you very clear on why are you particularly buying that item which you want? Whether it's your phone or whether it's a car, what is that bigger need or purpose? Like, if I needed to buy that new phone, I would have easily gone and bought it. But you know what? With this, I came to know the importance of storage management when it comes to phone. It's very easy to switch a phone. One order and you can easily get a new phone. But you know what? Storage management when it comes to phone. When it comes to lifestyle inflation, it's all about needs and wants. As I mentioned, the phone was an example of me currently having the phone, which is an extreme need because I need it. Without it, I cannot record these videos. But getting a new phone because of lack of storage space is going to be a want, which I desire to get. And what happens after you desire to get that particular phone? That happiness comes, you get the phone, and that's it. Your life goes on. So what I'm trying to tell here is, during your 30s, your lifestyle inflation, and there are a lot of people who focus on wants. It's pretty obvious. If currently right now, I ride a bike, I'm very happy with the bike. I see another friend of mine who's driving this bullet bike. I feel, okay, I also need bullet bike. Then you know what? That dopamine shot in my brain will be like, come on man, you can afford that bike. Go and buy that bullet. Then I'll feel that urge and I'll buy the bike. That is the want. In spite of having something, you want to get something else because you love it. And at that particular moment, you take the decision, which is what is very, very lethal for your brain. And you need to control your emotions that time. But how will you do it? By answering, why do you need that particular product? Whether you need it to show your friend or you need it for satisfying yourself. And if you don't have something, and for that you get something, that's your need. When you have something and you feel you need to upgrade it, like example, the phone or the bike, that will be your want. Now, understanding this is very crucial. That's why I give you many examples. Because see, as you age in life, your wants will increase. Needs will be there. Roti, kapda, makan will be there. Everyone has it. Most of them have it. But when it comes to wants, that desire of getting what that person wants after earning that salary will increase to a large extent. And to know how to manage that becomes very important. That's why your psychology is important here. Let's move on to the third point. See, understand your third point, it's regarding gross income. Saving gross income of at least 20%. Now, what is this gross income over here? Gross income 20%. See, what is the meaning of gross and what is the meaning of net? In basic accountancy terms, gross is nothing but you add in all the profits which come in into the organization. Like say, I'll give you a random example. My CTC cost to company for where I'm working right now of my salary, example say, it comes to 8 lakh rupees. But after all insurance is gone and then your PPF and whatever different things the company gives out or invests on my name, what comes in my hand at the end of the month is going to be around 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakh rupees, nothing but 50,000 per month, approximate. So now this 6 lakh rupees here is going to be your net income. Now, after cutting all tax and all different things, whichever the company wants to cut, and whatever comes in my hand at the last is going to be my net income. Now, 20% of 6 lakh rupees. What is 20% of 6 lakh rupees? Going to be around 1,20,000 rupees, if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. So, say 1,20,000 rupees at the end of the financial year as in at the end of a year, you need to understand if you have at least 1,20,000 rupees as your emergency fund, it will be somewhat easier for you to carry out your life if at all there is a circumstance wherein you will need that money and you don't want to ask any of your relative or friend. That's why 20%, maximum 20% or minimum, depending on your salary. If you have this concept, I'll give you a perfect example. You would have heard the story of ant and the grasshopper, right? So the grasshopper feels that the summer is coming, I need to go and get food for my family and all, and he goes and gets food. But look at the ant. Ant has got food for its summer. Summer has come. It's extremely hot. He has got food for his family. But still the ant goes and works for the winter. He collects food for winter. Why? Because he knows in an unforeseen circumstance, you don't know what will happen. And correctly in winter, what happens? Food supply starts to get over. And now the grasshopper is stuck. That is where the ant wins. And to be that ant in real life, you need to understand this concept of gross income, whereby at least if you save 20% of your income, here giving an hypothetical example, 1,20,000 rupees is a huge amount. But if you save it during your summer, during your winter, when nobody will come to help you, this amount can really help you. Because remember, money solves money problems. And that is why this fund, your emergency fund of 1,20,000 rupees will become extremely crucial in this particular moment. The ant and the grasshopper story is extremely important when you actually use it in real life. When stories are given to kids, right, there is a very important learning. But at that age, kids may not understand it. But when the kid grows into an adult and he looks at the same story and he grasps all the information from it, he understands how important the stories were which were given to him or taught to him when he was young. And that is why the story I'm again and again telling. of emergency fund, which is your ant and the grasshopper. Let's move on to the next point. See, your next point is a continuation of your first point. What did I say in the first point? Net worth 1x income. The same thing. Net worth 3x income. Now, what is this net worth 1x income, net worth 3x income? Now, see, moment you slowly start to gradually go from age group of 30 to 35 to 40, things will slowly start becoming a bit difficult in terms of finances if you have not managed it properly. If you have managed it properly, well and good. Now, what is this? Now, again, an example. At the age of 30, say your salary, whether it's a business or you're working or whatever, end of the month salary, you're getting like around what? 2 lakh rupees? Okay, say 2 lakh rupees. CTC is around 26-27 lakhs. Whatever comes in your hand is going to be around 2 lakh rupees. Now remember that CTC of yours, cost to company, or the 24 lakh rupees which you're going to earn in 1 year. 1 year, 24 lakhs, bifurcation, 1 month, 2 lakh rupees. Okay, so now this 24 lakh rupees, assuming that you're at the age of what, 33 right now? Okay, 33, 34 age. This 24 lakh rupees, if you multiply it 3 times, what is 24 into 3? If I'm not wrong, it's 72, right? 24, 48, 68, 72. Correct. 72 lakhs should be your net worth at least. Very difficult. It's not easy for anyone who has a life to stay and run all the needs, which is your roti, kapda, makan and all. But you need to understand, if by the age of at least when you're reaching your 40s, you're going to reach your 40, in that mid stage of 30 and 40, and you feel that yes, my career is towards left, right and whatever. And whatever your salary, multiplied by 3. And if you have that in your investment account, knowing that it is growing on a daily basis because the economy of the country is growing, and that particular mutual fund or stock, after research from your financial advisor, you have put it and you have full conviction and faith, it grows to a very good extent. Your 72 lakhs will start working for you at a rapid pace that you cannot even imagine. And that is extremely, extremely important. Because if you don't have this 3x of your net worth, even if you have 1x or 2x, it's fine. But slowly with time, things start to get difficult. Because understand, there will be so many other needs which you will have to fund with your finances. And how will you do that? If not the stock market, you can find any other ways of investments. But you need to ensure this 72 lakh rupees is working without you. See, saving is one portion, because in an unforeseen circumstance, you can take that saving amount and use it elsewhere. But these investments grow without you, without your time. And that is the most important part of investments. That is where this word leverage, Leverage. What is leverage? You don't give your time. There are so many other people who are also investing. And together, if your mutual fund does good, if your stock performs well, you will really get the reward. And that is why I emphasize 3x of your net worth. It's very difficult. But for somebody who actually does it, he can slowly start to ensure that whenever he wants to take a holiday or he wants to take a big chunk of money from the investment account, you can either do your systematic withdrawal plans or you can remove the chunk of amount, because that option is there with you. That's why money in this form, it becomes important. Let's move on to the next and most important point. Now the fifth point is, see, I've written with red for a reason. You eliminating high interest debts. See, currently right now, I imagine myself as a viewer who is watching Anirudh's video. And currently, from your perspective, I'm thinking, is whatever is Anirudh talking, does it make sense? You know why? Because by the time a person is in the age of 30 or 32 or before, whatever, once that person gets married, he is to ensure that he has a house. After the house, car. After the car, child. And there are so many expenses. So many. How is it possible to 3x your net worth? And that is where the core importance comes. That from your age of 20, if you actually start planning this in a perfect way, your 30s and 40s will become more easier. But if you fail to financially plan from your early age on, it will eventually start becoming difficult, especially after you get married. That's the sole reason I made the last time's video about when you get married, how important it is to talk about your finances. Now, coming to this point, eliminate high interest debt. Now, what is this eliminate high interest debt? See, whenever you buy a house or a car, no bank is going to give you a loan for free. They will give you a loan expecting that you pay that 18 to 20% or whatever so that these bank people can earn money. It's pretty obvious. Now, how do you eliminate all of this high interest debt? And that's where you need to do peak detailing and understanding. You have an Excel sheet. Excel sheets are free. You can go on an Excel sheet. You can actually list down what are those current assets or whatever which will keep giving you money. There will be example, maybe your dad has a land elsewhere or a rented property elsewhere from where some amount of money is coming. If you know how to take the money from elsewhere, from that particular asset and fund the liability, is where your actual game starts to work. But if you're dependent only on that one source of income, it's going to be very difficult. And this loan can prolong to anywhere between 5 to 10 to 15 years. And slowly, you will reach that cycle whereby you earn the income, you pay the loan, along with the loan you have the interest, and again with the interest you come back to your income. Where's life, my friend? You bought that house, you bought that car, okay, you're happy. But to actually fund them, you need to start preparing and planning from a young age. That's why this video about 30s and 40s and 20s or whatever doesn't become that important. As important it is that moment you reach your 18 age or whichever age where you get your financial thoughts about, okay, money is important, fine, I know it is important, but how do you structure it in a way whereby if at all you need that luxurious bike or that car or that house, how can you manage it? Because salaries, there are different people, different salaries. That's why that management becomes important. As I mentioned, my phone storage management, the same thing with money. There are times when people think that if you earn 10 lakh rupees a month, you are sorted, your life is sorted. But please try and understand, my friend, if you don't know how to manage that 10 lakh rupees into 1, 2, 3, 4 bank accounts, whether you earn 10 lakh rupees or 20 lakh rupees, you will eventually stay in debt because your wants will go to an extreme level whereby you will feel that, okay, come on man, my salary is so much, but still I'm not able to save and invest. And that is why there is a huge difference between your net worth and what you're actually earning as a salary on a monthly basis. And that is why I've come out with this video for you. See, at the start of the video, I might have told you about the 6 points. But see, whether it's 5 points or 6 points, what is important is how important you take this video and you actually use these points. If you feel that you don't need to use these points, it's okay, it's well and good. But why I emphasize this video for you is so that you start planning at a young age, from a young age. If at all you have not started planning from that young age, moment you get that salary, moment you start desiring that, yes, you have to get married or whatever, marriage is just an example, or you have to get that particular car or bike or house. How will you fund it? If at all you take a loan, how are you going to fund it? How can you make your assets work for you? That's why I keep emphasizing asset is something whereby it puts money into your pocket. Whether it's your investments, your stock, your mutual fund, gold or whatever. See, the ideology of me making this video and talking in this space is so that you get a bit of financial sense Everybody has financial sense. I am learning from you as well. You as in whoever is watching this video. Because the more I speak about this, the more you benefit and the more I benefit as well. So it's a mutual benefit over here. And that is the sole reason I show up every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 p.m. for giving such videos like this. Thank you so much for your time and actually seeing these videos till the end. It gives me immense pleasure to stand here and actually record these videos for you, because I do understand financial problems will cause a lot of stress in your brain if you don't know how to manage them at a proper rate. Thank you so much once again.